Callie, hang on, guys. Stop, please. You're gonna have to do it right here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, it's already recording. All right, thank you guys so much for hopping on. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about Instagram, actually a lot about Instagram. And one thing that is changing a lot, and it has been for a while, and I am just super slow to doing like what everyone else is doing. And I've always been a Facebook person, and so Instagram was and is still really, it was hard for me to get used to. I was used to Facebook. I knew how to build on Facebook, but Instagram was like a whole new animal for me. So I'm going to give you a couple of my tips. I'm going to be screen sharing, and then I'll be telling you how I've been building and how I've been connecting with people that are real, because we all know that there's a bunch of bots on there. There's, a bunch of people trying to build their page. And so it's really hard. It was really hard for me to connect with actual people that I could have an actual conversation with. So we'll be talking about that, and then a little bit of like tips that I've been doing. So I've been working on this solidly. So I have not been on Facebook that much for the past week and a half. And so for the past week, I've been tracking my numbers, and I've grown my page by about, I think I'm like right at 90 new followers for this week. It's literally just been putting time and effort into it. So first things first, we're going to start from the basics all the way down. So if this first part might be like super boring for you, but I always say, as long as you take one thing away, then that's all that matters. So hopefully you'll take away a few things. Yes, Mike. Hopefully you'll take away some few things. But all right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to screen share first. I tried to get like everything pulled up that I needed to. So first and foremost, you need your profile to be set to public. And it doesn't mean that you post something like something super personal. You're doing this to build a following, and you're doing this to draw more people to you. So first and foremost, your profile does need to be set to public, and you can always go in and edit that in here. Now, this is where you can kind of be fun. And I'm super quirky. Like I like being funny. I like kind of that dry humor. So I put where I was from, and now you can hashtag in your bio to where if someone was searching up Oreos, then your profile would come up. So you can also put hashtags in your bio for people to find you that way. And then something funny about you, like not just that you're a Beachbody coach, like put who you are, what are you doing? What are they going to be able to find on this page? Why should they follow you? Same thing like Facebook. They're going to take a couple of seconds to look at your page and see what you're about, and they're going to decide if they're going to follow you. So first and foremost, that as well as your profile picture. You got to think, everyone is looking at Instagram on their phone. As I've been trying to follow people, I have to like really get close on a lot of profiles to see who it is that I'm connecting with. And so you need to make sure that you have like a good headshot close up. Like this was taken in my dining room. I get ready. I actually do my hair and my makeup on Fridays, and I'll take a couple of photos. That way I can save them for future posts, because the majority of the time I look like this. This does not be a good profile photo. So like just do that. Open up your windows, get like a good background in the back, a basic background, and snap a photo up close. Or you can even crop a photo, but just you in the photo. and really kind of like from your bust up, nothing like full on, because they're not going to be able to see it. And as much as you want to show off your body and what you've accomplished, they're not going to be able to see it whatsoever in that little bitty circle. So saying all that, next, we're going to talk about what this link tree is and why you need it. It's the most amazing thing ever. Lisa had told me about it, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm not going to do it. And because I do that with everything. And so when I got it, I was like, this is the most amazing thing ever. So this little link, you click on it, and it has all, like, let's connect on Facebook. And so it's connected to my Facebook. This was a sneak peek that I did a couple of weeks ago, so they could just request in the group themselves. I can't click off of that now because I got a bazillion tabs up there. Interested in doing what I do, which has Christina and Lisa's trainings or audios that you send people to that are interested in coaching. So all they have to do is go into your bio, click on your link tree, and see what, like, what do you do? If they have a question about it, it's all right there. I can't find my tabs. Okay, then not only do I have a shop section, so I have my website linked into this, but I love pre-workout. And no joke, I've tried a ton of different pre-workouts, and Beachbody is the only one that I'll drink from here on out. And so I'll talk about my pre-workout a lot in my stories. And so I have just where they can click on, and it has my coach ID in there to where all they have to do is click on it. So it's not that they have to buy like huge packs, the challenge packs. I have like mid-price packages that they could buy, because maybe they are a gym person and they just want some pre-workout, or maybe they're looking for some bars, and I have that. So let me go to the admin. So you go to, and I always type it in wrong, linktr.ee. And it's free. It takes like 2 seconds to set it up. And so then a cool thing you can do is you can see how many times that these links have been clicked on. So I've had someone click, or I've had it clicked 24 times on someone interested in what I do. 3 times on the protein bars, and I put those up on like Friday or Saturday. So you can see who's clicking on these links. Then like I'll swap this out and put in another, because I'll have another sneak peek on Thursday. So you can take these out, you can edit it. This is what it looks like on the phone. It's the most amazing thing to have everything in one place for your people to look at. So make sure that you do that tonight. I only had 3 things at one time. Like the very first time that I set it up, I only had 3 things. Shop, I can't remember what they were, the pre-workout, and then like one other. And so as I've been talking to Lisa and as I've been talking to Jen, I've added a little bit more where, they can just buy the bars, or they can look at the entire shop, or whatever the case may be. Or if they want to fill out an application to talk more about joining a challenge group, then they have this right here. So it's all in one spot. So it's called, make sure you pull this up, linktr.ee, and it's amazing. So, okay, we're done with that section. Callie, you're shaking my desk. Calm down with the pencil. Callie's in here being an aggressive colorer. So, okay. Next thing are your postings. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So one thing, I felt intimidated by Instagram, because even though I take a lot of pride in my photos, if you look at, let's pull up Lisa. If you pull up Lisa's page, which she has worked a lot on it, and she hired someone to kind of help her, but it's all very cohesive. And it's beautiful. But that I have always struggled with. So I think that's why I felt super intimidated. So instead, what I'll do is, like, those are photos that I took on my bed, like on a Friday. And so I keep those stocked up. So think about 5 to 6 things that you can post about. So like every 5th post, it's supposed to be, oh, let's see. Well, whatever. Every 5th post, it's supposed to be a video. And I got kind of messed up because we had a Beachbody event here. And so I messed up like the organization of it. So, and then every 5th post is a black and white photo of just a quote. And it's something funny. It might not even be fitness related. It could be something mom related. It can be something funny that I thought of in my own head, or it can even be a challenge group invite. But at least you have like where you have like, this is supposed to be a video. No, it's not. Yes, it is. This one was supposed to be a video, and I think that's when I messed it up. So you could do every 5th post, you do a video. Every 5th post, you post a recipe that, you know, one of your, I'm not a good, like, I feel like I'm never a good food photo taker. So I never really post like my food or recipes. So you could do that if you feel like that is something that you would like to share. That's also a way to talk about the containers in a very, you know, like ununiform way. You're just posting what you're eating and you're not really kind of talking about the containers. Every 5th post would be a business invite, a hard call to action. So Instagram is different than Facebook. You can get away with hard call to actions like I'm holding, I'm looking for, I'm accepting applications. So those are kind of hard call to actions, whereas on Facebook, it's more like, you know, this is what I'm doing today. If you'd like more information, then please let me know. But with Instagram, you can be a little bit more harder on your invite, on your call to action post. So every 5th post could be a call to action about the business or about an upcoming challenge group. And I have my calendar. Oh, and every 5th post, no ma'am, no ma'am. Every 5th post would be about your kids. So you would have to kind of write up a schedule as like, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. So you know it. And that way you have it. And so it will take a little bit of planning. But when you do that, your page will look a little bit more cleaner, even if you're not a good, you know, photo taker. And it just kind of has like a clean look to it. So a couple of tools that you can use for that is Planoly, Planoly. It's free. It's an app on your phone. What you can do is upload your photos and then move them around. I bet I could pull it up on here. Honey, please stop. So I wonder if we can. No, it's not gonna let us look. But you can kind of like, so you see where there's like a calendar, so you can like move that one over there and that one over there. So you can kind of see what your post would look like before they're even posted. And then you can go ahead and upload them so they're there, and you don't really have, you know, a lot to worry about. So one thing that I do is on Sundays, I'll kind of look at my calendar. I'll see what I have scheduled, like, you know, do I have an upcoming challenge group? Do I have a free group that's starting? And I'll kind of talk about my dates in a minute as well to kind of keep you in the know. But that way you know exactly what you're posting, and it doesn't take a lot of time. Like I'll take maybe 15, 20 minutes and kind of look at some things, jot them down, and that way I'm ready. I'm not very good with using Planoly, but if you're like an organization person, Planoly is really, really good to use. Let's see. So every other week, since you're growing your following, People need to know who you are, and not just that you're a coach, not just that, you know, you post selfies all the time, but who you are. And so every couple weeks, post an about me post. And dang it. That stinks because I was going to show mine. But it would be like, this is the show that I'm binge watching right now. Let's see what else. I snort when I laugh. My favorite food is pizza. It will be like fun things to get to know you. And just do like 5 things with a cute picture of yourself, and that's it. But as you're growing a following, they need to kind of know in depth who you are, not just that you're a coach, but why they should come to you over anyone else or any other business to think about it. So another thing that Jen Overway and myself have been doing, like what I said, on Fridays, I'll stay here and I'll post, I've got like this kind of light and tripod thing now that was literally like $20 on Amazon. I'll set that up. I'll take a few photos. And like that one, I was outside in my backyard, and I have like 2 or 3 other photos like that. That one was another day. So take a couple of photos, that way you save them. Or Jen Overway and I, once a month, we'll get together and we'll kind of go around Nashville. She lives in Clarksville. So we'll either go to Nashville or Clarksville, and we'll take photos like of us being outside, us together with our laptops. And that way people can kind of see like more of that you work with a team, that you're with people. I love it. And stuff like that. And that way it's not just you setting up a tripod somewhere. It's that you have someone that's getting like your best angles, and stuff like that. So that way you're not paying for photo shoots. You're just going out with someone that you trust to take good photos of you. Ken, when we went to New Orleans for Summit last year, Ken and I walked, we took a half a day instead of going to the classes, and he took all these photos of me around New Orleans so that I could use them for business opportunities. I've trained him well. It took him 7 years to make good photos, but he is a great photo taker. So have someone like that in your life that you trust to take good photos. And then you can go in, like with the one of me by the back of my house, I have terrible grass in the backyard. And so I cut that out. I edited it. I changed the lighting a little bit to where it was a little bit more light. So then you can go in and kind of edit it and make it, kind of prettier than what it might have been originally. So then create a folder with your photos. So one thing that I've started doing is, because I have, I think, almost 1,000 photos on my phone, and stuff will get lost in those. So I created a folder that just says work photos. And I have all those photos from Jen, from past events that I've gone to, let's see, even screenshots from Instagram posts that I have found that I want to duplicate. I'll screenshot that, put that in the work folder on my phone, and that way it's all kind of there, and I can pull it up, either post a photo or recreate one if it's a screenshot. So the next thing is to hashtag. So hashtag within, it used to be within the comments, but now you hashtag right in the post. And so for me, like, I'm not creative. I'm not creative whatsoever. So it's hard for me to come up with hashtags. Don't ask me why. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why. But so one thing that I've started doing is, like, I'll click on, you can click on stay-at-home mom. But it's on the phone then. And usually there will be other hashtags that will come up here. And so what I've started doing is screenshotting those and copying them to where I can use those as well because I'm not creative. I don't know what the top hashtags are. I don't know any of that. So you can click on those and kind of get other hashtags. So it's not just about the post. Like, I'm a football mom. I have a Jeep Wrangler, so I post a lot of Jeep hashtags. I posted kind of the major cities in Nashville that I'm a mom. Usually I buy from Fabletics. I have platinum hair. So kind of think of a few hashtags that don't really have to do with the post, but that you can use consistently. And you can kind of like make a few notes, like a few lists of hashtags. Another app that I found was called AutoHash. And I think that's the one where you can upload the photo and it will automatically give out hashes or hashtags. So then you can just copy and paste into your post. I didn't quite care for the hashtags because it was like a I just wanted to see what it would do, but it was like a bathroom selfie. So it would do like hashtag faucet, hashtag bathroom. And I was like, I don't think anyone's hashtagging faucet. So you can use AutoHash. I think another one was display purpose, if I'm not mistaken. But think of around 30 hashtags. You can use up to 30, and then you can have different lists. So like, you know, if you're outside, then you have outside, or if you have, you know, a food, a recipe post, then you have all recipe hashtags thrown in with a couple of your other hashtags that, you know, kind of say stuff about you. I know that I've talked about my mom that cross stitches, and she cross stitches me like highly inappropriate cross stitches. And so I will hashtag cross stitch. And even in my stories, which I'll talk about later, but in my stories, I'm getting like 300 views just in hashtag cross stitch. And I was like, well, I'm going to keep using that on everything that I do. I know it has nothing to do with cross stitch, but it might work. So then you can have lists. So one thing that I do is I have in my notes on my phone, like a general hashtag list. So this is that one. And that's usually the one that I use. Now they say not to use the same in every single post. That's why you create lists. I don't have that kind of time. So I just post my general hashtag list, but I was in the process of creating different lists. So you can totally do that. And make sure that you're using that, because that's how people are going to find you. That's also how you can find other people. So one way that I met a lot of people on Facebook first starting out was on the MyFitnessPal Facebook like page. So I started thinking about that over here as I've been building. So I've started hashtagging MyFitnessPal. And as you can see, these are people that are looking to lose weight. They're not Beachbody coaches. They're working out in multiple different ways. They might be with another company. They might be doing it on their own. I've met a lot of people that are. So this is a way for you to connect with people that are just like you. And so, you know, you click follow, you click like, you can say that that looks really good, because it does look really good. Whoops. And that's it. And so that's how you meet other people, using the hashtags that you are using. Now, let's see. So Jeep Life. I don't want to follow a bunch of people that just post Jeeps, because I'm not one of those Jeep kind of people. I don't care to look at a bazillion different Jeeps. So I have to kind of scroll through. So I go through the most recent. I don't go through the top posts. And so I'll kind of like that's a male, that's a guy, so I probably would not follow him. That might be someone that Mike would follow, but not me. They're not my person, even though that is a really nice Jeep. And so you kind of like scroll through these to see like if you can find people that you can actually connect with. So like she would probably be someone that I would connect with. and talk to, because, you know, she obviously knows what it's like to drive in a Jeep and her hair being all over the place. So hashtags, we've already talked about Planoly. Now, followers. So on average, I've been gaining about 20 followers a day. How I've been tracking that is I have a notebook, and it's now getting big. So I have this book, and every day I'll write out, you know, at the top of the page, the date, and then my Instagram following number for that day. And so that way every day I can track and see how much my following is growing on a daily basis. So one thing that Jen told me about was a desktop app, or whatever it's called, file or folder, called Combin, C-O-M-B-I-N. You use it on your desktop, and you can mass like, comment, add people. So this is what it is. My throat is so dry. So this is free. I don't have the upgraded subscription. For some reason, it's been really slow and it hasn't been acting right today. But you can put in, so this is MyFitnessPal, because I've really kind of been digging into that one today. So I can click select all, like that one was already selected. So select all, and then I can kind of, what I do is I select all, because it only shows 50 at a time. So I select all, and then I go through and see, like, is there someone that I don't want to follow? If it's, which Nashville has one, where it's like a lot of boutiques. So if I put in, oops, if I could spell Nashville, let's see if it will pull up, because it hasn't been acting right today. It might not. So anyway, so you put in a search for that, for hashtags. Now, another thing that I've been doing is I will take someone that's not a coach. Someone, like right now, I've been kind of doing it with local women that I really like this one woman, I really like her page. I haven't really been able to connect with her. So I clicked on user, and I put in her name. And let's see if it will come up. Hey, Connie. So I click on Jennifer Kaplan's name, and I will put, you know, the last few commenters on there. Connie, we're talking about a desktop way to mass add and friend and comment on people's stuff on Instagram, and it's called Combin, so it's right here. And again, it's not going to pop up, but all of her last few commenters will pop up. So these will be people that follow her that probably know her well, and so I will like all of their last posts, and then I'll request to follow all of them. So you don't have to just search for hashtags. One way that I've been building is by pulling people off of other people's lists, the same way that I used to do when I was building on Facebook. I took everything that I was doing over there and pulled it into here. It just took a little time. So let's see. So we can do it on here, I bet. So say that, so I wouldn't do it like with, I've heard like to do it with like Chalene Johnson and all that. I wouldn't do it that way because I want good followers. I want people that I can really connect with. So she has 1,000 followers, so I could go in. Apparently, like, nothing's gonna work while I'm doing this. So I can go into her followers, and I will click follow on everyone that I think that I can really connect with. It's a great way to connect with people. So then once they, hold on, let me make sure I'm not getting ahead of myself. So using comment, you search for hashtags that you like. Like I've been using Disney Cruise, MyFitnessPal, even American Girl, nails, hair, Nashville is always a big one. The only thing with like Nashville, what I was trying to show you was that like it will have a lot of restaurants or boutiques or whatever popped up. And I won't follow any of those because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to connect with other people, and I only want people that I want to connect with on my list so I can see their stuff. So manually going into Instagram, doing the same thing. So you could hashtag like what we just did, Jeep Life. You know, going into your comment section or going into your hashtags and finding other people just like that. MyFitnessPal is an easy one. So you can add people, you can add up to 60 accounts in 1 hour. You can do 7,500 in 1 day. So kind of keep that before Instagram flags you as a spam or a bot or whatever. Especially on here, like Kanban is super easy because you can literally go, okay, I'm going to add 50 people because they do 50 people at a time on here. So Kanban is super easy. When you're doing it on Instagram, it takes a little bit longer because you're like having to search and then follow, like you're doing one by one, but it is literally paying off, no joke. And because I'm using those types of hashtags and I'm connecting with people that I can really connect with, so like connecting with the following of people that I follow, then I'm making those connections. I'm not just having like, I'm not just building my following and they're not going anywhere. I'm actually making messages happen. So once they follow you, then you send them a message. Same thing like what we used to preach whenever, you know, we were building up Facebook. And the only thing, where's my messages on here? That's not it. I might not have messages on here. What in the world is going on with anything? Okay, so all I've been doing is I will say, and I think I have it on a Google Doc. Hey, so nice to meet you. Now with the MyFitnessPal, I'll go, hey, so nice to meet you. I saw that you were working on your health and fitness journey. What are you doing? And so just talking to them back and forth. Let's see, because I put some templates in here. Let's see. Okay. So here's another one that you could use as well. And I can post this in the link. Hi, thanks so much for the follow. I love meeting like-minded people. And you can just keep it just to that. I mean, it depends on how far you want to get into depth with them. My name is Jacqueline. I'm a mom of 3 kids. I work full-time as a blah, 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 blah. I can't wait to hear from you. Nice to instant meet you. And so that way you're immediately starting the conversation. Again, just like anything, not everyone is going to respond back to you, and that's okay. You respond to the people that you're connecting with. But you start that conversation. At that point, you write down every single person's name. So I literally write down every single person's name that I send a message to on Instagram. I know, Mike just got scared. This is why I have not been on Facebook because I've been doing all this. So when you get to message 5 or 6, and like literally, like I've got people from last week that I'm just now, like a lot of them are not even at message 5 or 6. They might be on 2 or 3. When you get to around message 5 or 6 is when you have really kind of connected with that person. You know, if you're jiving with them, you know that, you know, where you can fit into their life. And so that's whenever I've been sending a message to them. And for me right now, we are going to have, where's my calendar? An Instant Pot, another free Instant Pot group, the early part of May. And so one way that I've been connecting with people is by saying, hey, listen, at the beginning of May, I'm holding a 5-day Instant Pot group. I just didn't know if you'd want to be in it. If you don't have an Instant Pot, you can always use your crock pot. Just let me know. Or like on Thursday, I'm holding another sneak peek into coaching. And so that's another thing, like, hey, I have loved chatting with you. I think that you are so much fun. I'm holding this little sneak peek over here on Thursday on what I do, and I would love to have you. So around message 5 or 6, and beside the person's name, I write down what message number I'm on, so I know when to invite them. Or I know, okay, it's not quite time yet. For the people I've invited and they don't respond, I take them back down to a 1 and I say, hey, I hope you had a great weekend. How are you guys? Hey, I saw that it was snowing in your side of town. Oh my gosh, are you ready for spring? You know, something like that. So you take them back down to a 1 if they don't respond. So it doesn't mean that you just, you know, go ghost on them too. It just means you have to keep building that relationship up. So then one time a week, so if you think about it, you're following around, like I really have 100-person goal every single day. And that's for me. So you can set your own numbers. But so if you think about it, you're following a ton of people. And so once a week, download a cleaner for Instagram on your phone. I know for iPhones, I think it's called Cleaner. And I've heard that it's really good. That's what Jen Richardson uses. Once a week, unfollow everyone that doesn't follow you back because they're not your people. You've tried to make a connection. They're not it. So unfollow everyone. Just do that once a week. So like on Sundays, make it your planning and cleaning day for your business. Let's see. So use Cleaner. I keep messing with mine because like the cleaners will stop working for some, or it's been something going on today. I don't know. But there's like tons of cleaner apps, Cleaner for Instagram apps, either in Google Play or in iTunes. So last thing we're going to talk about are Insta stories. This is where people are going bananas over. This is where like you can really connect with people and show them. So like if you think about it, your page is completely boring. Like it's boring. You can't have fun over there. You have to make it all look cohesive. It has to be pretty. In stories is where you get to have fun and you get to post stuff about your life, ranging anywhere from, you know, what's going on in your life all the way to hard call to action posts. So you want to post everything in there as much as possible. The goal is to do 10 times a day. Now, I don't know if I go 10 times a day. I honestly don't even count. But the goal is to do around 10 a day. And it can be different. So you can have like a couple of videos. That's where you can post your workout videos. That's where you can post about, you know, how crummy of a day you've had or a question. Like yesterday I was talking about waxing. It can be anything that you want to talk about. And then photos. And so then it's like, I think it's working. I was going to try and show you guys what Molly did. So while that's pulling up, you want to get more and more viewers. So set your goal. Like Jen Overway and I had like a 100-person view on each video. And then we're going up. We've been going up from there. So set how many views you want on Instagram to happen. So this is a version of what Molly did. And so, it takes a little bit of time. Like it does to sit here and type it, save it, type it. Like it takes a while, but this really kind of shows you like what we're about in just photos that you've had. Like it's nothing, you know, amazing. It's just a little bit of text on top, but it really kind of shows you what Beachbody is about. And so then she even has the, which I never have good turnout on polls, but a lot of people love polls. You can do polls for anything because people want to give their opinion. So you use all these tons of features. So you can also hashtag on your stories, which is where I'm getting a lot of my, nothing is working. Goodness. Which is where I'm getting a lot of views. Like I did a workout video. That's where I've been hashtagging cross stitch. And on one of my workout videos, I got almost 1,000 views, which I've never gotten more than like 300 on a video, on a post. It's only from hashtagging. And so one thing that I've started doing is hashtagging a few. Like I posted one since my Instagram is not working. Let's see where. So, okay, with this one, and you do it super small. So you don't have a ton of hashtags, on your video where they can't see it. So you hashtag abs workout, you hashtag cross stitch, hashtag MyFitnessPal. And so you get views because it's popping up in that hashtag category. You're getting views from those, as well as the people that you're connecting with on your page. So one thing that I do is like on the bar post, I go into the views and those are the people that I message. And so that's when I use, hey, I saw your name keep popping up on my stories and wanted to say thanks for the support. Are you on your health and fitness journey as well? And it's something like short and simple and sweet. Like, hey, just nice to meet you. I saw your name popping up. It's another way that like I've been able to find people that I'm not following. And so I've requested to follow them, and same thing. Hey, nice to meet you. I saw you on my stories. Just wanted to say, hey, are you on your fitness journey as well? So it's another very, very easy way to connect with people by just posting your life. Like I posted about the Trey call. We have this one uber ugly pot that I use for soups because it's so big. And so Trey always calls it my prison pot. And so I posted that on stories. And so you can be fun, you can be yourself, you can have a great time on stories, and then making your page more professional, more cohesive. Like there's certain pictures that I post in my stories, like even the 80-day obsession transformations. Even like when I signed up a new coach, I put their photo in there so people can see. Also, if you have like, I had one girl where she's like, I'm not in shape to do this. And so you could screenshot objections like that, of course, block out their name, and then answer the objection in the story so that people can see that A, people are contacting you, and B, they more than likely have that same objection as well. So stories are where it's at, no lie. Then what you can do, another thing that I'm connecting with people is going through their stories and commenting, because it goes into their message. So it's another great way to start a conversation with them because it leads it right into a message. Like there's this one girl that has amazing nails all the time. And I was like, girl, I stare at your nails in every story. And so, it's something to do with the video and just a great way to connect with more people. So it's not that Facebook is dead, but Instagram is where a lot of people are building right now, and building very, very fast. It's free. All this stuff is free to use, to build. You just have to put in some time to do it. So that's about all I have. I know I ran 15 minutes over, but I felt like I had a lot. Does anyone have any questions? No?
Yeah.
Oh.
One was this recorded, I assume.
Yes.
Okay, and that will be available on Fierce Renegade page at some point. Or where you can put it.
It will take a while for it to upload tonight, so I'll upload it to YouTube tomorrow and share it.
Okay. Okay. Second, you mentioned. Well, I'm still trying to figure out that get into log into one at Conan or something like that. You
The
said.
Common, yeah.
Conan. I tried to log into that, but I think I got my password wrong. But
Okay.
anyway, I checked out the Unfollow app here. One thing I don't know if you mentioned about Jen had it, but I don't know if you have it. It shows like the well, maybe you can see here the different circles, the green ones and the orange ones. I assume the green ones are the ones you want to keep. But what am I? Have you used it at all?
I haven't used that one.
These are all the followers, basically.
Yes.
You know, people,
I wonder
and
why
I'm.
some are green and some are orange.
Now I can go. Yeah. Just maybe it's ones that I don't exactly go to their profiles much or something, or
I wonder
they
if
follow me. These are followers. Maybe it's kind of like,
those are the people that you follow back.
yeah, maybe that might be it. Anyway, what was the purpose of this that Jen said to just?
So because you're requesting to follow a lot of people every single day, like someone had told me that they were doing 100 a day. And I think that's where I got mine from. I was like, well, I'm gonna do 100. So you're following 100 people a day, or if you want to follow 20 people, whatever your number is.
Yeah.
But not all of them will accept your request, or they won't follow you back. So you want to unfollow the people that don't follow you back, because they're not your people.
So anybody that doesn't follow you should unfollow them.
Right.
And of course, now the other thing is we'll get to later is I really want to distinguish how the fake accounts and the ones that are just like other entrepreneurs out there, like, oh, hey, look at my page, like just the real people is what I like you struggled with, and figure out who's actually real.
Yeah. And I think searching for those hashtags. So like yours would be, dad of a teen. Like I've seen mom of teenage, maybe it's teenage mom. I've seen something like that where I was like, oh, that's a good one. And I hadn't thought about that. So you could do like teenage dad. You could do, you could even hashtag like Uber and see what comes up. And so I'll try and look. Yeah. I'll try and look and see if they already run a bit. Like I for some reason ran into a lot of people that have German. Like I've seen a lot of German profiles, and so I won't follow them. Or if they're a store, I won't follow them. Or if they're a part of, Herbalife, I won't follow them. So it might take you following them and then going in and like looking at their page, and then you can just unfollow them. Like that's a lot of what I've done.
Yeah, that's where I had to clean up a lot of my list and stuff of everything there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing while I'm on my mind, I have two Instagram accounts. One I created another one, which is my main one I use right now, the mshaw0272. But I logged into my other one, which is like my full name, Michael Regan Shaw.
Yeah.
But in there, under stories or in the app, I noticed that there has been a new addition, but I didn't notice it when I logged into my account. It's basically when you go into the camera settings here, okay? Now you go and you have your selections of type, live, normal, boomerang, rewind, hands-free, stop motion. If I go into my, let me just get out of here and log into my other account real quick. Well, anyway, it says Focus is what it is. Look it up. Focus. You heard of it?
It's brand new. I saw it came out last week.
Yeah.
I thought I had it on mine, and I don't see it now. But I know that it was a new edition last week.
Yeah, it just hasn't popped up because I noticed like stories up there that said something like new, and there's a little Instagram hashtag. I clicked on that, then it showed it, and then I went to the actual, thing to check it out. But it hasn't. I guess it's like one of those things that are rolling out slowly over different
Yeah.
accounts because it's on one account, but not on the other one.
Yeah.
And well, basically, stuff going through all that. But what it was is that it's kind of like what your newer phones do, that blur effect, but through Instagram. And I think it can also do blur video as well, on top of putting all the other stuff you do in there on Instagram stories.
Right.
So it kind of adds a blur effect behind you. That's all I really seen so far.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
watched it on Instagram on their stories, and it looked really neat. But I hadn't messed with it yet.
No.
All right. Well, I'm going to hit